Good morning, Derek. Good morning, Laura and Mark and Glassick, and Braden and Tribal and Billy D. Good morning, everybody. Excuse me. Good morning, RX. Herbie. Good morning. Sanum. Nerds. Good morning. Good morning, Catzilla. Nerdy, I still think you need to get a church going. I think you should be Pastor Shroom. I still think we're missing a little bit when we're not looking towards the church angle. That's what I'm thinking. We're missing a little bit there. There's a couple of angles there. Besides the fact it would really build a community. Just like you are doing with the Colorado Micro League. But nerd, I wish we lived closer. There's literally a church for sale. That's the end of my street. 1 block over. It's kind of sad. The whole building looks abandoned and it's a church for sale. Old Baptist Church. Oh, there you go. Look it. A couple of times I've felt like dropping in and finding out how much do they want for that church building. Under. How much would it cost to buy a church building? Nowadays they're not doing churches too much though. They're doing people's homes, even renting Airbnbs. Rent an Airbnb for the day in a nice area. And then if you like it, you become a regular. Mr. Phillips, are you having a problem with the audio? Is anybody else having a problem with the audio? Good morning, Taco. Sanum says just stick with the parks. Stick with parks and recreation. That's kind of expensive, isn't it, Derek? $2,500 a month to get you Sundays and Wednesdays. That's kind of expensive. Let's say you could have 8 meetings in a month, 8 into 24. Joe D's, you have no No audio? Is the audio okay, you guys? Somebody talk to me. Okay. Are you hearing me? Okay, Joe's good now. Can you guys hear me? I'm assuming you can because Nerdy was answering. Okay. Okay, out there with Blake. Good morning out there. Good, Paige. Paige, you were having issues. Don't forget, I'm using a different device now. I'm using a new phone instead of my laptop. So, Mr. Phillips, you're saying all you have to do is complain and everything works? Good morning to Exception. 37 people, 18 likes. I'm really good at math. Not really, really good, but that's less than 50%. Hags, do the math quick. Oh, now we're at 37 and 19. We just pushed over 50%. And 26. Okay. Okay, some of you are doing double tap. Tap, tap, double tap. That's good. Tap, tap, double tap. For those of you who are new, the reason we ask for likes here is because YouTube, the more a video is liked, has likes to it percentage-wise, the more they will randomly show the video to non-subscribers, make it available. So there you go. So we're looking for as many likes as we can so we can hit more non-subscribers. That's the reason. Good morning to you all. That's exactly how you found it, right, Herb? We're hoping more people find us the same exact way. They're finding us because you like us. Good morning, is Sandy here? Good morning, Sandy. Sandy, Mountain Mush Lab website down. Somebody wrote to me and asked. I hadn't looked myself. Is your Mountain Mush Lab site active or inactive? You're reworking it. Okay. Okay, sounds good. I'll let the person know. Oh, Taco, we love you very, very much. Classic had a serendipitous manner of arrival. Weeks, huh, Sandy? Okay. Once it's back up, let me know so I can keep the word out. That's exactly why I was thinking of it, Nerdy. That's exactly, I read that little article this morning. It's exactly what made me think of you and me and the church. Neat little quick article. Actually, there's a lot of neat stuff this week in the newsletter. Good stuff. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, if you haven't seen your Tricycle Day newsletter, check it out. They send it out about 8 o'clock Wednesday, 8 my time, 8 Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday mornings is the letter. And then on Friday, there's a supplement, an addendum. And then on Sundays, they're usually interviewing somebody that's current and working in the MICO community and building community. Bill, I got that article. It was really good. I like the articles you send me. They're well chosen. Good morning, Wazzy. So you think the whole church angle for psychedelics is phony baloney? I do. Sometimes I see it as like a money grab, like the guy down in Florida. The guy that got a kid killed. Sometimes. But then every while you hear of one of these organizations that they sound legit. It sounds legit, and it sounds like, I don't know, I'm like this close to thinking about it, but I've just been running from churches for the last 17 years now. Check this story out, okay? Holy mushrooms. That's a great article. That's great. This is also a state I think is very progressive. Utah. I would think Utah is really conservative. Herbie, I think the message is ultimately the matter. Psychedelics are communion. I know. See what I'm saying, nerdy? Quite allergic. But I think the word church is the one that's getting me. I don't know if I want to use the word church. I don't like using the word organization. Yeah, Derek, it's like part of the religious sacrament. But again, I don't want to use the word religion, church, or organization. We'll have to come up with something. Spiritual center. Nerdy, what do you think about that? Spiritual community, spiritual center. Building. Or a place that we congregated. That's great, Sarah. Nerdy, it's a spiritual center, I think. Something like that. Never a cult. Never a cult. We're not in it to make one guy take advantage of all the others. Nope. Never going to happen. Kimberly wants it just to be called a gas station. Minimal amount of flatness. Okay? Herbie, I agree with you about virtual, but you know what? Sandman, Enlightenment Center, that's good. Center for Spiritual Enlightenment, that's good. We're missing, in today's day and age, we're missing the interconnectivity of people. We're doing a great job virtual and being able to see each other on a screen, but that doesn't last, and it doesn't connect as deeply as if you saw your group every Wednesday evening, Sundays sometimes if you're not fishing, and you can interact and you could have meals together, listen to some of the same music, dance together, sing together. And it's a big component of what we're missing, even in our Michael community. We're doing a good job of connecting across the internet. A Utah psychedelic church just scored. Santa, if you don't like to sing, maybe you should sing. You should sing. I'm not saying you should, but maybe you should. A Utah psychedelic church just scored a big win against local authorities in federal court. Let's back up to explain this one. The drama started last November when Provo police raided the spiritual center of Singularism and seized their sacramental psilocybin tea. Can you imagine authorities raiding a spiritual center? And we want your tea, please. We'd like a pot. Like, we're taking what's in that pot right there. We're taking it with us. And anybody's cup. They seized their sacramental psilocybin tea. Adding insult to injury, the founder, Lee Jensen, was charged with drug possession. In December, Jensen fought back. He sued Provo City and Utah County, claiming they violated his rights under Utah's improved Religious Freedom Restoration Act. Okay, now that you're caught up, here's the good news. Last week, U.S. District Judge Jill Parrish sided with Jensen, granting a preliminary injunction that stopped his criminal case, and it denied the government's motion to dismiss the lawsuit against them. Parrish ruled that the prosecution was brought in bad faith to harass the group's religious practices. She also noted, astutely we might add, that Utah already allows psilocybin use at certain hospitals. I did not know that. Utah is allowing psilocybin use at certain medical hospitals. The judge said that's an unfair double standard that favors secular over religious use, in her professional opinion. If they can use it at all, why can't they use it at the church? That's an unfair double standard. If your psychiatrist can dish out mushrooms, then why not your pastor? I like that, Judge. And as soon as I got through with that, I said, Nerdy should be the pastor. Nerdy should be the pastor. Have you guys noticed that recently we've been debunking the bunkies? Do you know that we've been debunking the bunky bunkers? Father Nerd, yeah, Reverend Nerdy, okay? If your pastor can forgive your sins, I think you forgive your own. The way sins work around here nowadays, the only one that can forgive them, they don't even get forgiven, they get used to teach me not to do it again. A sin's just to miss the mark, that's all. We're going to be reading about that real soon, coming up in our Four Agreements book. I'll tell you right now. Sin is one of the biggest mistakes that the book of law has given us. And that's my opinion. Our complete misunderstanding of sin and the misteachings across multitudes of religions. Revisionist mystery. What do Joe Rogan, a freshly minted neo-shaman, and half the speakers at psychedelics have in common? They all love people that the ancient Greeks' rites of passage were psychedelic ceremonies. According to this popular theory, the secret sauce behind the legendary Aleutian mysteries was ergo-laced barley that sent initiates on revelatory, near-death-like psychedelic journeys. But is that even true? Sam, I'm with you. Is that even true? Researchers from Queen's University think not. So they just dropped a thorough takedown of the whole theory in the psychedelic medicine. We do like to make up our history, don't we? If it sounds good and you've heard it from somewhere else, just repeat it. Yeah. Don't find out if it's true for yourself. Just repeat it. And then the more people say it, the more people are going to believe it. You ready? Dr. Sharaday, Richard Asco systematically dismantle what they call the psychedelics mysteries hypothesis, pointing out there's zero, Joe, and any of the other ones out there, there's zero archaeological evidence for psychedelics at Ulysses. They say proponents are presenting speculation as fact, and the entire narrative is built on a shaky foundation and circular reasoning. So, why does the myth persist? Argue it's about legitimacy. People want to believe that there's a respectable Western pedigree for psychedelics with our European ancestors. People want to believe, nerd. Never mind that there are indigenous lineages around the world that have preserved psychedelic wisdom for millennia. We need history's stamp of approval to justify research and policy reform today, which we don't. Surely that would be enough. Surely. You gotta tell the truth on stuff, guys. If you don't know, you don't know. If you don't know the history, you don't know it. But don't just repeat something somebody else told you. There's a lot of bro science and bro history going on in this deal. And the cleaner we keep it honest and right, then you have a better chance of succeeding. When you bring dirt into the game and incorrect information, you're getting it back, especially when it's uncovered. I'm asking you guys as subscribers and friends, don't repeat stuff you don't know to be true. Don't repeat stuff you don't know to be true, because it wouldn't be impeccable, would it? Impeccable, you know it to be true, you can repeat it. Impeccable, simply. I read this, somebody said it, but I don't know for sure. And then Jesus Christ says, but don't forget I walk on water. And it's true. They've been saying it for 2,000 years. The dude can walk on water, so nobody can walk on water. So that guy. You just don't show people anymore. There you go, exception. We are in not quite in the beginning, Herbie. We're coming out of the dark ages. There was a critical time when we were really seeing and experiencing, and then they put it in the dark ages. Just because they said it for 2,000 years doesn't make it true. I know. He says as long as you're nobody, you might be able to walk on water. I kind of agree with that. Since nobody could walk on water, just become nobody. It's a good one, Shy. Yeah. You will have a better chance of... Correct me if you think this is a true statement. Not correct me. I disagree. You would have a better chance of walking on water if you didn't have an ego. I think that's true. If you were totally egoless, you might get like one step without sinking. I don't know where that's coming from. Awfully darn holy to float across water. That's what you meant. I know, Shy. Egos can be really heavy. Okay? And then we got the physics teacher in the house going, knock it off, Pops. It has nothing to do with ego. It has to do with gravity and molecules and stuff. I'm going to share this article. We're going to go through it together. Nine of nature's trippiest plants that blur the line between the and the psychedelic. Give me 5 people that would like to see those 9 plants. Give me 5 people that want to see those. I'm going to show you pictures of the plants. 9 of the trippiest plants that blur the line between the spiritual and the psychedelic. Anytime Michael Patterson says, that's an automatic permission to keep going. Okay? For thousands of years, some of the trippiest plants on earth have been used not food or medicine, but to heal the mind and connect with the spiritual world. Today, curiosity around these psychedelic plants is growing once again. From indigenous rituals in the Amazon to scientific research in Western labs, they are being re-examined for their potential abilities to shift consciousness and influence mental health. But these plants are not to be considered recreational. Many are illegal in various parts of the world, and most come with serious risks, especially when used without proper knowledge or guidance. Their effects can be powerful, unpredictable, and in some cases, deeply dangerous. That's a huge warning, people. The nine of the trippiest plants found in nature. Ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is not a single plant, but a potent brew made by combining cacti vines with leaves from the Psychotria viridis. The result is a tea rich in DMT and MAO inhibitors, known for inducing intense, often purgative journeys into memory, myth, and shadows. It is used in Amazonian shamanic traditions and ceremonial settings across Peru, Brazil, and Colombia. Ayahuasca is increasingly studied for its therapeutic potential in treating trauma, depression, and addiction. Next, peyote. Peyote. How do I get rid of this guy? This was collected by native people for over 5,000 years, containing mescaline. Peyote takes users into a deep, introspective, and mystical states. Traditionally used in the Native American church, the substance is said to cause vivid visual patterns. Legal protections for its religious use remain fiercely defended by indigenous communities. Iboga. Native to Central Africa, particularly Gabon and Cameroon, iboga is the sacred sacrament of Biwiti spiritual tradition. Excuse me. Excuse me. The bitter root bark is rich in the alkaloid ibogaine, which is an extended hallucinogenic state that can last up to 24 hours. Though physically taxing and not without risk, ibogaine has gained underground fame for purported ability to interrupt severe drug addictions, especially opioids. Psilocybin mushrooms. What the heck can I get rid of this? Magic mushrooms grow naturally on every continent except Antarctica. Psilocybin is the key component in the mushroom that alters perception, mood, and cognition. Current clinical research includes studies by Johns Hopkins and Imperial College London, and it has found psilocybin promising for treating depression, anxiety, and existential distress. Salvia divinorum. Salvia divinorum. This one's new to me. Salvia divinorum is a kind of sage from Oaxaca, Mexico. It is traditionally used by the Tech shamans for divination. Salvia's active compound, salvinorum A, is one of the strongest naturally occurring hallucinogens. Effects are brief. Users often report reality-bending experiences, including physical disassociation, time distortion, and encounters with strange entities. Best approached with care or not at all. Sounds like a DMT. Datura. Wish I could get rid of this ad here. Shut this, hold on. Datura, also known as Jimson weed, devil's trumpet, or thorn apple. Datura has a dark reputation. This nightshades tropane alkaloids, which produce delirium, amnesia, and powerful hallucinations. Despite its unpredictable and dangerous effects, it has historically been used in rituals both in the South and the West. Ingesting even small amounts can lead to poisoning or psychosis. Jolie, I agree. Datura, let's not be messing with that. San Pedro. San Pedro is a tall, fast-growing cactus that has been used ceremonially for over 3,000 years. Like peyote, it contains mescaline, though its effects are gentler and more heart-centered, according to users. San Pedro ceremonies often take place during the day with music and movement, and often the intention is to connect to the landscape. I would love to grow San Pedro. Real hard to grow cacti stuff in Michigan. Kava. Though not hallucinogenic in the classic sense, kava from the South Pacific induces a dreamy, mildly euphoric state. The root is prepared as a bitter, earthy tasting drink and it's consumed socially or ceremonially. Revered in Fijian, Samoan, and Tongan culture, kava promotes relaxation and can induce a dissociative state. Unlike stronger psychedelics, it is legal in many countries and often used to reduce anxiety and insomnia. That sounds interesting, nerdy. Blue lotus, boy, is this pretty. Blue lotus, an ethereal aquatic flower once sacred to the Egyptians. Blue lotus is thought to have been used in ritual intoxication and dream work. While mild compared to other entries on this list, its active alkaloids produce a serene, mildly euphoric effect, especially when infused in wine or tea. While these plants are fascinating, they do not come without risk. Their effects may vary not just by dose, but by context, preparation, and individual sensitivity, otherwise known as set and setting. In many cultures, these botanic allies are approached with reverence, supported by ritual, intention, and experience guidance. Stripped of this context, their use can become reckless and dangerous. Fascinating. So let's go through the list real quick again. 9 of the trippiest. Okay? We have ayahuasca, peyote, iboga, psilocybin, shrooms, salvia divinorum. That's a dangerous one. Datura, stay away from it. San Pedro, very, very common intended use. Kava and blue lotus. Give me 5 people that like that article. Give me 5 that said that was pretty neat. Thanks for the pictures, Pops. Looks like there's a lot of experience here with you guys between all of it. Different people have used here. Okay? Sandham, you didn't hear about Hava. Nerdy said 4 of the 8 and wait. And access to 5 of them. That's why you're the pastor. That's why you're the pastor. Exception, I have tried San Pedro. Back in the day. Back in my hippie days. And San Pedro was really good stuff. I mean, you just felt more in tune with nature than you ever could. I'll tell a quick story. Do you guys remember 8-track tapes? Who had an 8-track player in their car? I know, kids, you don't know what I'm talking about. But I had an 8-track player in my car. Toyota Corolla, okay? It was a Toyota Corolla, not a big car. A little economy car, one of the first cars Toyota put out in the United States. This is back in the early 70s. So we go down to Radio Shack, and I get headsets, 4 of them. And I installed, over a weekend, I installed headphone jacks in the driver door and the passenger door. And in the back 2 doors, the rear doors, left and right. And they were connected by wire, obviously, to the 8-track. Okay? So now, if there's 4 people in the car, it would fit 4 people. And everybody could listen to the 8-track with their headphones. So picture Wayne's World, where we're all down the street in my mustard yellow Toyota Corolla, and we have headphones on this big. The headphones back then were like, you almost couldn't get in the car, and we're bobbing along Well, it was completely illegal to wear headphones in live back then. Okay, but we did it. Boop, ba 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 ba. Oh, this is and back then they really worked with stereo. When they're in the recording studios, they knew that we were going to be listening with headphones, so they would always the different stuff in different. Oh, it was wonderful. I got an idea, you guys. Let's go out to the desert. And desert for us in California, you could go to the desert, you could go mountain climbing, or you could go surfing, all within an hour of each other from where I lived. In 1 hour, you could be any one of those three places. The beach was 10 minutes. Okay? But so it'd take about an hour drive, and we're going to go out to the desert, the Mojave Desert. And we're going to go out there, and we're going to watch the sunrise with our headphones, and we're listening to two of our favorite groups for sunrise music, Santana and Earth, Wind, and Fire. Keep your head to the sky. Keep your head. I'm not doing a very good job of it, but that was one of our favorite songs. One time, my friend, passenger seat friend, Shotgun, he brings a bag with him, but he isn't going to tell us what's in the bag till we get to the desert. Dirty rat. The desert, and we're all stuck in the car, bobbing, staring out the window, waiting for the sun to rise. And Shotgun pulls out his bag, and in the bag, he had a 20-foot extension cord for headphones. Dirty rat. So he just plugged his into his door, and he could walk around outside for up to 20 feet on his headphone leash. So he's out there grooving, and we're all sitting in the car. We're all sitting in the car like jealous. It was like, can I try your extension cord? So he was a good guy. He let everybody get a shot at extension cord. The following Saturday, okay? The following Saturday, let's go out to the desert again. But on Friday, we stopped by Radio Shack, and we all bought extension cords. Next thing you know, it's true. We're all on extension cords outside the pod, listening to music, watching the sun come up on San Pedro. We're doing our San Pedro dance. For it. The following Saturday, one of us snuck down to Radio Shack during the week and picked up an extra 20-footer. So now, I go 40 feet away from the car, and I didn't tell my friends. Like, all of a sudden, I could go really far out into the desert, and you guys can't. Needless to say, can I just say this? Over the course of that summer, everybody kept getting more extension lines. We were all trying to outdo each other. I think we were about feet each by the end of summer. I'm laughing because it was such a good, we were so wholesome. We weren't out causing any problems, vandalizing. We were just excuse me. Every week, that was social distancing. Derek. Every week, we'd like, who got the longer one this week? Good old days, Penn. So silly. But it was like four of us. It was always the Four Musketeers. And we listened to our music and we danced and we San Pedro'd it away. Okay? Give me 5 people that think that's hilarious and wish you were in the car with us. 5 people that would have liked to go along. Yeah, that's right, Kim. They had those too. Nerdy. We were like, don't forget your headphones. We're going to the desert. Kids are hilarious. I see. It was so much fun. We were just great guys. Okay, looked like astronauts out there on our pod. All dancing to our own thing. You know, don't look over here. I'm doing something, a really goofy move. Anyways, I see Penny here this morning. Good morning, Penny. Penny's a sweet, sweet lady. She sent me a package, and I've been waiting to open it live with her here. So let's do it. Beautiful box. Wrap like only Penny could wrap it. I haven't unfolded it yet. I haven't unfolded it yet. It's not one bit too girly, Penny. Hey, Pops, I hope all is going well with you. I'm learning how to quilt. And there are lots of mistakes on yours. But it'll do for now until I get good at it. Thanks, Penny. I wouldn't have spotted a mistake in it for a million. Don't write out. Okay? It's a lap quilt. Just something to throw over your lap when it gets cold there. By the way, the older I've gotten, the more I like lap quilts. I'm you. Give me a lap quilt. It's winter. I love a lap quilt. How did they figure that out? That the older you get, the more quilty you want your lap? I didn't have to choose from when I bought the fabric, so I hope it's not too girly for you. It is not too girly. It's beautiful. Penny, I would absolutely going to use this guy. It's the thought that counts, LOL. I hope you like it and use it. If not, give it rough. No, Ruff's not getting my quilt. Okay? Ruff gets so many other things. He's dying my quilt. Okay? This is really right here. Ted's retiring. Ted is her beautiful husband. Ted's retiring this Thursday. We're supposed to be traveling, and I hope to come visit you guys. Okay, gotta run. Love you guys. Love Michelle and Ted. Penny, I'm going to treasure this for the rest of life. No joke. I will treasure this full quilt. Wait a minute. Do I see a mistake? Wait, is that a mistake? Wait a minute. Kidding. There's no mistakes on there. Michael Patterson, I agree. Happy, congratulations retiring, Ted. Thank you, Penny. You can tell she spent a lot of time on it, can't you, Exception? Yeah, it looks perfect to me, Derek Anderson. I wouldn't know a mistake if it popped up and put headphones on. Tell Ted thank you. Michael, I do too. I'm blown away by the kindness Can you imagine every single thread, every stitch, cut of the pattern? When you're doing something like that, it's so wholesome because you're thinking of someone besides yourself. I hope he likes it. I hope this is good. Oops, let me tear that out and do it over. It's not good. The whole, when we're making gifts for one another, the wholesomeness of it, the generosity, and the spirit that you're building in your own brain, because you're not sitting there thinking of yourself. You're sitting there thinking of, I cannot wait to give this away. A part of me and a part of what I've built, I can't wait for someone else to enjoy this. That's whole, I gotta tell you. That's a really good place to be. Right, Michael? Let's get back to the agreements. I'm on page 17. I'm on page 17. We were talking about our biggest fear, as well as the book of law, judge, and victim. Death is not the biggest fear we have. Our big fear is taking the risk to be alive. Just being ourselves is the biggest fear that a human has. That's so sad. True though. I spent 55 years being afraid to be who I was, so I was a phony. 55 years of domestication, programming. Working at being something for other people, not even for myself. I didn't even know who I was. I didn't know what I was. I was just this form of programs, and they were all designed to make excuse me to make me acceptable, to make me acceptable to you. I didn't even know what acceptable to me meant. Michael, we don't follow either, I don't think. We don't follow the law or the letter. We follow spirit. We follow our soul. Your soul has all the laws it needs. All the goodness it needs. So it's all right there. We have learned to live our lives trying to satisfy other people's demands. We have learned to live by other people's points of view because of the fear of not being accepted and not being good enough for someone else. We're not even ourselves. During the process of domestication, we formed an image of what perfection is in order to be good enough. We're never going to be perfect. Never. Since we're not perfect, we reject ourselves. And the level of self-rejection depends upon how effective the adults were in breaking our integrity. After domestication, it is no longer about being good enough for anybody else. We're not good enough for ourselves because we don't fit into our image of perfection. We cannot forgive ourselves for not being what we wish to be, or rather what we believe we should be. We cannot forgive ourselves for perfect. You talk about a major depression. You talk about a source of anxiety. It's right there. It's programmed into us. When you have this image of perfection that you can't possibly meet, nor should you, and yet you strive to every single day and you're not getting there, the judge is going, it's your fault, and the victim is saying, I'm guilty. We know we are not believe we're supposed to be, so we feel false and frustrated and dishonest. We try to hide ourselves and we pretend to be what we're not. The result is that we feel unauthentic and we wear social masks to keep people from noticing. We're so afraid that somebody else will notice that we pretend to be. We judge others according to our image of perfection as well. And naturally, they fall for expectations. We honor ourselves just to please other people. We even do harm to our bodies just to be accepted by other people. This needs a moment of reflection. What harm have you done to yourself just to be accepted by other people? You see teenagers taking drugs just to avoid being rejected by other teenagers. They're not aware that the problem is that they don't accept themselves. They reject themselves because they're not what they tend to be. They wish to be a certain way, but they aren't. And for this, they carry guilt and shame. Humans punish themselves endlessly for not being what they believe they should be. They become very self-abusive. And they use others to abuse them well. But nobody abuses us more than we abuse ourselves. And it is the judge, the victim, and the belief system that make us do this. True, we find people who say their husband or wife or mother or father abuse them. But you know that we abuse ourselves much more than that. The way we do ourselves is the worst judge that ever existed. Give me 5 people that agree with that. The way we judge ourselves is the shittiest job ever get. That guy shouldn't even have a robe. That should be fired. That guy shouldn't have a job. Let alone he gets to sit up there and drop a gavel on me. If we make a mistake in front of people, we try to deny the mistake and cover it up. But as soon as we're alone, the judge becomes so strong, the guilt is so strong, and we feel so bad, so stupid, so unworthy. In your life, nobody has ever abused you more than you have abused yourself. This is another one of my favorite lines of the book. Wait for it. If you've got a book and you're following along, grab a highlighter. Highlight this passage, the one sentence. This is as deep as anything that we'll discuss. And it's truer than anything. Nobody's ever abused you more than you've abused yourself. Here's the kicker. The limit of your self-abuse is exactly the limit that you will tolerate from someone else. Limit of your self-abuse is exactly the limit of what you'll tolerate from someone else. Someone abuses you a little more than you abuse yourself, you'll probably walk away from that person. But if someone abuses you just a little less than you abuse yourself, you probably stay in the relationship and tolerate endlessly. All you have to do is just abuse me just a little bit less than I'm already abusing myself, and we're partners. If you abuse me more than I abuse myself, well, that gives me a good reason to avoid you. If you abuse badly, you can tolerate someone who beats you up, humiliates you, and treats you like dirt. Why? Because in your belief system, you said, I deserve it. This person is doing me a favor by being with me. I'm not worthy of love and respect. I'm really not good enough. We have the need to be accepted and to be loved by others. We can't accept and love ourselves. The more self-love we have, the less we will experience self-abuse. Let me say that one again. Pops, you sure are high on yourself. Pops, you sure think highly of yourself. Pops, you sure are a little cocky. Pops, you've got an ego. No. All of the wrong. Pops is growing in self-love. The things that I do daily make me love myself more. The person becoming, striving to be and becoming, is somebody that I respect and value. I mean that. And the more that I'm getting there, the less I'm going to put up with crap from the rest of the world. The less I need the world. I don't need its acceptance. I don't need a Rolex. I could buy a Rolex. I wouldn't eat for the rest of the month, but I could have a Rolex. Look really good out there. I don't need it. I'm past don't need it. I don't even want it. We need to be accepted and to be loved by others, but we can't accept and love ourselves. That's the one I'm working on. And it's the one that when you practice the 4 agreements, you start getting really proud of yourself for having the discipline to be impeccable. Having the discipline to not say that nasty thing you're about to. Not attacking other people. Have the discipline to not take something personal. That's a good one. It isn't me. I'm the worst father in the world. No, you're not. Your child's making their own choices. Practice. I could abuse myself, but there's really nothing to abuse myself for. I'll make choices, people do things, and it isn't going to be about me. Self-abuse comes from self-rejection, and self-rejection comes from having an image of what it means to be perfect and never measuring up to that ideal. Our image of perfection is the reason we reject ourselves. It is why we don't accept our way we are. And ultimately, if you're not accepting yourself the way you are, you're not accepting people the way they are. You're going to go back to the book of law. You're just going to come out and start judging them on your image of perfection, your image of right and wrong. You having no idea who they are or what they've gone through or going through. But you can be in charge of that guy. And then the victim can come along too. Once you hear the judge getting out the gavel, or him. Judge gets one chance. One mistake, you pay once, that's it. And that's not judge, that's justice. The cataclysmic difference between being a judge and dispensing justice. There are thousands of agreements you've made with yourself, with other people, with the dream of life, with society, with your parents, with your house, with your children. But the most important agreements are the ones you made with yourself. In these agreements, you tell yourself who you are, what you feel and believe, and how to behave. This is called your personality. In this agreement, you say, this is what I am. This is what I believe. I can do certain things and I can't do other things. This is a reality. The other things are a fantasy. This is possible. The dream of the world, impossible. We'll carry on tomorrow. Just ran out of time. Time goes by so fast here. But it all makes sense, doesn't it? It's not scientific. It's not physics, what we're learning. It's metaphysics. This is beyond physical world. This is the spiritual world that we are a part of, and that is a part of us. We're learning spiritual principles here. And you know that when you feel them. When you go, oh yeah, that makes sense. When you say, oh yeah, I get that. Into somewhere way past your book of law, way past the programs of the world and the dreams of the world and the matote, and that's connecting to your soul. You guys heard some stuff here today. You heard some stuff here today, and some of it connected. Self-love, self-image. Not being too cocky. Not being jerky. Just seeing yourself on the road to where you really want to go. Have a great day. You 4 things. Be impeccable. Don't take things personal. Have no expectations. And always, HB knows this one, always do your best. Have a good day. I'm going to scroll my friends out of here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for my day, a wonderful one, when I can come and hang out with you guys. So, Mike, Herbie, and Zozo L.E., good morning. And Nerdy and Billy D and Four Leaf, and Michael Sean Patterson, excuse me, and Billy D, and Jesus Christ, and Herbie and Bill and Jolie, and Sarah Bear, and Derek Anderson, and Jesus Christ, and Nifferma. Good morning, Niffy, Marky Z, and Jesus Christ in Australia, Jeremy Carpenter. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Jeremy Carpenter, hold on. Cat Zillenny Pack, thank you, Penny. I will love and cherish your gift. HB Classic Blaster, The Exception, Don Fireball, Sarah Bear and Jesus and Mr. Phillips and Aaron, and Sarah and Penny Pack. Have a fantastic day. You hug Ted from me too. Mike Baraball and Hags. There's my Haggy. Pet Hags. Summer Wheat. Good morning, dear. A year older. Derek Anderson and Michael Sean T. Patterson. Kimberly, have a great day. Sue and Braden. And Herbie and Joe Dees. And Jesus Christ and Pidgey Page. And Kimberly and Derek Anderson. Pups, peace. Be kind. Grow self-image. Grow self-love. And start ignoring the judge. Get out of there. See you guys.